Welcome back to Talk Finance, and thank you for joining me today. My name is John, and we are talking about Innovative Industrial Properties Q1 2023 earnings results. They released their report today at market close. Keep in mind that they will have their actual earnings call tomorrow, May 9th at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. I will be streaming that live if you want to join tomorrow and see what else they have in store. But first, I have to tell you this joke that I found, and you have to let me know if it's good. Two rednecks are watching the sunset on their tractor and having a chat. The first says, I keep hearing on the radio, TV, read the papers about the stock market, but I still have no idea what it is. Do you know? The second redneck replies, how should I explain this to you? Let's say you buy some eggs for your farm. These eggs hatch and now you have chicks. These chicks grow up to be hens, which lay more eggs, out of which you get more chicks that grow up to be hens, and so on and so forth, and your farm is full of them. One day, a big flood ravages your land and takes all of them downstream. Then you sit and think to yourself, ducks. I should have gotten ducks. That's what the stock market is like. Okay, let me give you a quick background on Innovative Industrial Properties in case you are new to this company. Innovative Industrial Properties is the pioneering real estate investment trust for the regulated cannabis industry. Founded in December 2016, they are the first publicly traded company on the New York Stock Exchange, ticker symbol IIPR, to provide real estate capital to the regulated cannabis industry. But how do they do that? Well, Innovative Industrial Properties acquires freestanding industrial and retail properties leased to state-licensed cannabis operators under long-term absolute net lease agreements. Under their leaseback program, they focus on well-capitalized companies that have successfully gone through the rigorous state licensing process and have been granted a license in the state where the property is located. According to their website, they have a total of $2.3 billion in capital invested. They own 110 properties. Those properties add up to over 8 million total square feet, and they are located in 19 states with 29 tenants renting those properties currently. Before we continue, I do want to let you know that I currently hold shares of Innovative Industrial Properties. I want to be completely transparent about that. I try to be as impartial as possible when looking at these numbers. I will not try to convince you or make excuses for the company if their financials are one way or the other. Okay, now let's take a look at their Q1 2023 earnings release. They generated a total revenue of approximately $76.1 million in the quarter, representing an 18% increase from the prior year's quarter. This is great. Most analysts were expecting the revenue to come in closer to $70 million, so that is a beat. They recorded a net income attributable to common stockholders of approximately $40 million for the quarter, or $1.43 per diluted share. Recorded adjusted funds from operations of approximately $63.4 million, or $2.25 per diluted share. That's an increase of 18% and 10% from the prior year's quarter, respectively. I did try to pull their Q1 2022 report to compare the increases to this quarter, but their website didn't have an official report listed, but that's okay because they did have the previous quarter, and if you remember, a lot of shareholders were concerned what would happen between Q4 of 2022 and Q1 of 2023 since they did have issues with two tenants. But as of now, it doesn't seem like it had much of an effect on the revenue at all. They paid a quarterly dividend of $1.80 per common share on April 14, 2023 to stockholders of record as of March 31, 2023. That is an adjusted funds from operations payout ratio of 80%, equal to an annualized dividend of $7.20 per share. The common stock dividends declared for the 12 months ended in March 31st of 2023 of $7.15 per common share represented an increase of $1 or 16% over dividends declared for the 12 months ended in March 31st, 2022. So we see that difference of the last year of 2022 all the way to the first quarter of 2023, with that common stock coming in at $7.15 versus 2021 going all the way to first quarter of 2022, which was $1 less. So far, I think we can all agree IIPR has been a dividend-paying machine. But not just that, they had some amazing share price appreciation until the recent news from Q4 2022 about their tenants. which leads us to their current share price. They closed today with a share price of $69.27. But even with the recent price drop, we can still see their amazing returns from when they went public back in 2016, a 275% return. But let's also look at the price for what it has been trading most recently. If we look at their 1 year, it does not look great, a loss of 46%. Here's where a big argument comes into play. IIPR pays a big dividend, especially at this share price. Their dividend yield sits at over 10%. Now, some would argue being a REIT, there won't be much price appreciation. And that can be true for most REITs. They do fluctuate inside a price range after all. Some increase slowly and some don't move at all. But with IIPR, most people are considering it undervalued, including Yahoo Finance, listing it as undervalued with an estimated 89% return. Why is this important? Well, most shareholders get terrified seeing a dividend yield that high on a company this new, with so much uncertainty in the market they are in. But many agree that this company is a powerhouse and have managed to corner the legal cannabis industrial sector. They have paid reliable increasing dividends. Their trailing 12-month PE ratio sits at 12.55 and have tenants that heavily rely on them for funding and rental space. Their tenants can't just pick up and leave and get themselves another landlord. Now, I can't say I'm 100% invested in this company because there is a lot of uncertainty as we navigate through the current economic conditions, and their share price doesn't seem to be following any logic. It gets some good news and it will be green and then red 2 or 3 days later. If there is no news on this company, it seems to start following what the entire stock market is doing instead of its own fundamentals. Look at this increase when comparing the same quarter from a year ago. Net income attributable to common stockholders 2022 was $1.32, but in 2023 it's $1.43, a nice 8.3% change. Their normalized funds from operations were $1.86 last year, and now it's increased to $2.06, another increase, but this time 10.8%. And the adjusted funds from operations started last year at $2.04, and this year it already has increased to $2.25. I do want to make some changes to the information listed on their website. As of now, their website says they own 110 buildings. Now, that was correct in Q4 2022, but now in Q1 2023, it is 108 buildings. Now, that is important because it could have supplied that extra $6 million we saw in their revenue. As you can see in their quarterly performance summary, they have been pretty steady holding that $70 million revenue pattern until this quarter, which came in at $76 million. We will see if that extra was from the sale of those 2 buildings, but either way, they came in better than expected. They acquired an industrial property in Ohio for $20.1 million that is expected to comprise 157,000 square feet upon completion of development and executed a long-term lease with Battle Green Holdings LLC, pursuant to which Innovative Industrial Properties agreed to provide reimbursement of up to $21.9 million for the completion of the development, with Innovative Industrial Properties' total investment in the property expected to be $42 million. At the time of closing, the majority of the exterior build-out was completed, including the roofing, the framing, and exterior walls, and work on mechanical, electrical, and plumbing system was progressing. Battle Green is expected to complete construction of the 2-story industrial facility, consisting of completion of the building shell and interior build-out of cultivation and production rooms, as well as a mechanical, fertigation, electrical, and plumbing systems. They also acquired a 58,000 square foot operational cannabis cultivation facility in Pennsylvania in a long-term sale leaseback transaction with subsidiary of Tilt Holdings Inc. for a purchase price of $15 million, excluding transaction costs. Remember we spoke about how IIPR sold some properties? Well, here they listed that they sold a portfolio of 4 properties in California, previously leased to affiliates of Medical Investor Holdings LLC for $16.2 million, which includes a 5-year secured seller financing with the buyer of the property for $16.1 million that is interest only and payable monthly. Let's look at their rent collection. They were able to collect 98% of their rents for Q1 2023. The main issue they were having was with 2 tenants not paying for one of their properties, and it looks like they did not collect approximately $1.6 million in contractual rents related to the defaulted tenants Parallel and Green Peak. Their rent collection is still great at 98%, since larger companies such as Realty Income are in the 99% usually when it comes to rent collected. So they have a total of 108 properties, but 103 of them are currently operational. And they have another 5 in development or redevelopment, comprising another 715,000 square feet of rentable space. 3 of those properties are located in California, 1 in Texas, and 1 in Michigan. Their actual operating portfolio is 100% leased, triple net lease to be accurate, which, if you aren't aware, it means that a commercial lease where the tenant will pay the rent, all the utilities, as well as property expenses, insurance, maintenance, and taxes. This type of lease are great for REITs. Their weighted average remaining lease term is of 15 years. Also, another thing that they don't really tell you up front in this report, but they should, is their cap rate. Compared to a lot of other REITs, innovative industrial properties cap rates tend to be higher. That is great for the bottom line, but it also comes with its own risk. They're able to do that because they're in an industry where the tenants don't really have much of a choice. It's also a riskier industry since it has not been time tested such as other commercial properties. There is more to see from the report, and you can definitely go more in detail. You can find the earnings report already updated on their website, like I said earlier. I will be streaming their live call, and if you want to join, please feel free to log on at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. What are your thoughts on IIPR? Are you buying more at these prices, or are you going to invest in other REITs that provide more safety? I have a lot of shares at different prices and have been thinking of buying some more at these prices, but I do want to wait and see what their second quarter will look like. I'm not in a rush to buy more. If you found the video informative, then you should subscribe to the channel and help the channel out by giving it a like. As always, I appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.